Hi, this is Dallin Stringham, and I am working on the Speed of Trust Core 3 capabilities. And I was thinking about who to do for this, and I ended up like who's a great figure in history or someone really relevant. And the person that came to mind was Abraham Lincoln. So that is who I am talking about. Now, he is a very famous figure. And of course, we've all learned about him in school in the past, but just a kind of a quick recap, he was born in Kentucky, raised on a farm, and didn't come from a very wealthy or privileged background. He had to work a lot for what he got, and he had even had several failed business ventures. He tried to open a store at one point, and it didn't go well, but he spent time trying to repair and pay people back for the money that they put in it. And of course, he got the reputation for Honest Abe because of his integrity. And something like that really kind of ties that into the book that I really like is the task. So the talents, attitudes, skills, knowledge, and styles. And this kind of goes back to what do I have and what are the areas that I can improve. Now, going back to Abraham Lincoln, there were some really cool things that kind of I saw in his life, and of course from the research and the conversation with ChatGPT. One thing that I saw that I really liked was adaptability, and he evolved his stance on slavery and governance. Originally, he was more of like okay, we don't want to separate the country, we don't want there to be vision, we need this to like just stay status quo essentially. But after listening to people's opinions and seeing firsthand examples from people, he changed his perspective on things, which is a huge thing because it impacts the whole country and millions of lives, which I really think it's cool that he was willing to learn from other people and change his opinions. The other thing that I really liked was he surrounded himself with people who were rivals, who didn't always agree with him, who didn't have the same opinions, had different perspectives. And because he had that in his cabinet as his president, he was able to really have a lot of variety and kind of test his own ideas and have some really kind of capability outside of just kind of your people who think like you. So there was a lot of change and a lot of great development because of that, which is really cool. And just kind of going back into the chapter, like I really like it seems like this chapter really focuses on our professional development, like what we talked about in sales account management, where it's like, or pardon me, sales management, where it's like, what am I working on myself? How can I continue to bring the best self to the table? What do I need to learn? Where do I need to grow? What can I improve on? And what am I really good at now? And that kind of goes to the how to increase your capabilities part of the chapter. So run with your strengths, which is where am I good? Keep yourself relevant and know where you're going. And that kind of gets into the coaching the gap from sales management, where it's like, okay, where am I at now? Where do I want to be? And how can I get there? And I think when you are willing to be humble and acknowledge your strengths and your weaknesses, most importantly, you can really pursue greatness and growth, just like Abraham Lincoln has, that we can see in our historical figure. But thanks so much. That's all.